Yo, what's poppin' YouTube? How's it going? So today I would like to talk to you about haters, narcissists, energy vampires, anything that falls under that specific category. So let me define what a hater is. A hater would be a person that would downplay someone else because of the lack of value that they see within themselves. They're not able to recognize their own lack of self worth because they're operating from insecurities and jealousy in order to boost their own ego. They rely more on superficial relationships as opposed to like authentic relationships to actually get by. And the thing about that is that if you rely on the superficial relationships, then you won't be able to grow or you won't be able to elevate yourself spiritually. Like you're operating from a lower state of consciousness, looking to fulfill your survival needs as opposed to like actually becoming a better, more well rounded person. So to start off with, haters, they actually like to fit within a box. They usually like to work within groups within each other because they can't think for themselves. Like they have to follow the herd, they have to follow the crowd in order to feel a part of something because they don't feel big within themselves. They need to be a part of something bigger within themselves, even if it's something that actually like lowers their vibrations. Like they really don't care. It all that really matters is fitting in and the superficial, like looking the part as opposed to like actually being the part. And for the people that actually think outside the box, they're the people that are actually taking the time out to improve themselves. The people that are actually like putting in the work in order to be a more well-rounded human being, that are actually working on their spiritual practice, that aren't engaging in low vibrational behaviors like gossiping, scapegoating, all things like that that would lower your vibrations. Because haters are operating from a place of insecurity or jealousy. They're not entirely able to recognize that. So, like, they'll do things to actually, like, sabotage your relationship or sabotage your connection with them instead of actually, like, cultivating a more healthier relationship. It's more like you're their therapist as opposed to, like, them actually taking the time out to heal themselves and wanting a healthy relationship. Like you got to understand, like the hater's mindset isn't, oh, this is my friend who I can open up to and have a good time with. Their mindset is more of competition. Like it's more of a rivalry like mindset of, oh, this is person's trying to compete with me, so let me try to bring them down so I can elevate myself. And when you're actually taking the time out to like work on your spiritual practice and elevate your level of consciousness, like a lot of people can sense that and a lot of people will get jealous of you because of that, because you're operating from love, light, forgiveness, all different types of more positive emotions. And not a lot of people are able to feel those emotions because they're still stuck within the past. They're stuck within their trauma that they haven't been able to heal from. And because they're not able to heal from their trauma, they behave like assholes or behave like narcissists because they don't know how to recover from it. And if they would actually take the time out to do the shadow work, then they could evolve into much more positive, happier people. A lot of the haters, they like to scapegoat other people because it really makes them feel better about themselves. Like, a lot of haters can be your closest friends. Like, don't think that just because someone's your friend doesn't mean that they can't get jealous of you and then start hating. Like I've had a lot of situations where it's like someone that I've opened up to or felt was my friend actually turned out to be more of a rival because of their own jealousy, and they've allowed it to taint the relationship, or because they've actually decided to engage in more toxic behaviors instead of actually grow as a person. When you reach a certain level of maturity, like you can understand like the value of humility as well as gratitude within relationships, which is something that's not always valued in today's society because kindness is usually taken for granted. Like a lot of people think that if you're kind to them, then they want to take it as weakness because we live in a society where like a lot of people want to be narcissists or like someone's hurt them in the past, so they decided to just become a shark themselves and decided to hurt other people, and they haven't actually healed from that. That's why I encourage you to do shadow work, because whenever you're actually doing shadow work, you get past the superficial, you get past the insecurities, you're able to evolve from that. You're able to you're able to expand your horizons. You're able to think outside of the box, and not to mention like shadow work will actually heal you on multiple levels, not just the physical plane but the spiritual and emotional plane as well. Like a lot of people would like to pretend to be adults, but when it comes down to it, like their emotional intelligence is so low, like they behave like children and they're unaware of it. Like us as human beings, we like to think that we're the most intelligent species uh, to ever exist, but there are other beings that are way more intelligent than us that we don't have access to because we're still stuck within our egos. To be honest, like we're really just babies, we're really just a young species. And until we're able to actually move past our egos, then we won't be able to access like the higher realms. So, what I encourage you to do today is find your inner truth, find out what it is that is authentic to you. Because, like, it's so easy to get lost within the superficial and to put yourself in a box based off of other people's opinions, other than like actually go out on your own and become your own individual person and to be a free thinker. Experience is always the best teacher. So whenever you're approaching something or whenever you're approaching someone, then leave yourself open to new experiences. Leave yourself open to finding out who that person is, not on a superficial level. Because if you're just relying on the superficial to determine who that person is or what it is that that thing is that you're observing, then you're never going to elevate your consciousness. You're just going to be stuck within the fixed mindset and just lock yourself within the box and not actually become a more well rounded person. Think about a dog and a vacuum. If you start a vacuum, the dog is going to growl at it, it's going to bark at it, it's going to do whatever it can to try to minimize what it is that a vacuum is. But deep down, the dog is actually afraid of the vacuum. The dog is afraid of the vacuum because it doesn't know what the vacuum is. It just determined it as a threat, so it's deciding to act in ways that would make the vacuum seem more like a threat. But if a dog actually knew what a vacuum was, then it will be a lot more, will remain a lot more calm around the vacuum as opposed to needing to growl at it and needing to come off as threatening towards the vacuum. So yeah, that's all I really have for this video. Just to wrap things up, if you're on your spiritual path, I encourage you to keep going and go after what you want. If you're a hater or if you're exhibiting hater like behavior, which you probably wouldn't be able to recognize because you haven't done the shadow work, then I encourage you to start opening your mind to different things, not just different subjects, but have your own personal experience and go in it without the judgment. But that's all I really have for you for this video. So if you would like more, if you would like to hear more, then check out my website at www.cclutchcollective.com. If you would like a tarot card reading, then hit up my website and schedule an appointment. With that being said, have a good one.